Hello again, this is Tim here from AACC. This is the review for Lesson 4 of the Solidworks class. So I'm just going to spend the next hour or so just rolling through these problems. This is for students who, they need a little bit of extra help, and it's kind of nice having the video there. So let me zoom out here for a second. There's 5 problems that I'd like to tackle in class. This is the first one. This is the second. Problem number 2, the third, the fourth, and then the fifth. So I'm just going to roll through these kind of at a decent pace, and hopefully this will help you. So this shape here, it's possible to draw this with just 2 features. So the main kind of sketch that's going to really help us is this top view, and really we should start by getting these points where these 3 circles are, and then the 3 big circles, and then we can get these big curves in there. So forget about this center boss that's running through the middle of it. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a straight line. You'll see what I mean now in a second, and then I'll add that. This looks like it's inches to me. So let's start with getting these 3 circles in. Okay, so I'll go on New Part. This week I'm not really adding any new material. I just want to kind of keep working on parts and kind of get more and more advanced and more features, and just kind of go over part building. We'll move on to assemblies in about a couple of weeks' time. So let's have a look here. First thing I'll do is I'll put in a center line, and this origin here will line up with that point right there. Okay, so I'm just going to draw 1, 2, 3. I'll make the 3 circles equal. Now what's the diameter? They're, let me have a look here, 0.472. Okay. And I can remember that they're 2 inches apart. So let's make these circles here, let's get them symmetric, and let's make them vertical, that point vertical. So what does that do? It just lines them up like so. Okay, and we'll go from that point to that point. I know that's 2 inches, and then from that circle to that circle is also 2 inches. So let's just double check that. Yep, 2 inches and 2 inches. And then what are these big circles? Radius 0.710. And I'll do the same, I'll make them all equal. 0.710. Okay, diameter, that doesn't seem right. Let me go back and check that. Diameter is 0.472 and the radius is 0.710. So let's go back here for a sec and multiply that by 2. Here we go. Now we have it. Okay. So what will we do here? Let's go back here, and we see there's a curve that's tangent from that circle to that circle. So let's get them in. That's a radius of 2. So what's a quick way of doing this? I'm going to do a tangent arc. It says click. Let's have a look here. Tangent arc. Do you know, I'd actually rather work with a 3-point arc. I think it's going to place start and end points. I'm just clicking it anywhere really on that circle, and I'm clicking this anywhere on that circle. I'm just plonking it down there like so. And now we'll put in that tangent mate. There we go. And we'll do the same with this other one. Now this circle is still, the circle is still undefined. I need to put a radius of 2 on it, and there it goes black. And I'll do the same over here. You could do it with a center point arc, you could do it with a tangent arc. I just find the 3-point arc a little bit easier. So I'm just picking anywhere on that circle, not the quadrants. Somewhere around there is fine. And then I'll add that tangent relation. And do it over there as well. And make this equal. Lovely. Alright, now what's next? Yeah, I'm going to draw a line from this quadrant to that quadrant, and that's enough. Now let's go back and have a look at this thing. I'm going to add that fillet later. So let's extrude that of 0.394. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to trim it. So I'm getting that power trim going, and everything is still black. It looks good. The dimensions are in the right place. I'm going to go OK, and then I'm going to go extrude boss base. Because this is one enclosed region, it just picked it up straight away. 0.394, and I'm going to go OK like that. 0.394. Now let's have a look. There's the front plane. So let's look at this thing from the side. I need to draw this, I don't even know what you call it, a wing with a hole going through it, and it runs right along the centre. Now a good place for that is the front plane. So I'm going to click on this front plane. I'm going to go to sketch and create a new sketch, and I'm going to go normal 2. Look something like this. And I'm just going to put in 2 circles. And I'm going to go back and let's put them in here. Radius 0.875. Let's get the first one in. Diameter is 0.785. 0.785. I apologise if I'm zooming back and forth between this drawing and my model. I just don't have it printed out, and I don't have a printer in my house, so I'm looking at this and kind of going back and forth. Now this one is radius 0.875. 0.875 multiplied by 2. Now I'm getting that multiply by hitting the shift key and the number 8. It's a little asterisk is what I'm really doing to multiply. Right, now let's have a look. The very bottom of this curve here lines up at the bottom of that initial boss. So let's do this. I'm going to have a line, and I'm going to go all the way out, something like this, and then I'm going to make this line and that, I'm going to make them collinear, and it drags it down. Now let's go back and see, is there any sort of dimension here. This is tricky because we don't know where the center point of this these 2 circles are. It doesn't give us a dimension. It just tells it that it's tangent to here and it's tangent to here. That's a kind of a pain. Or does it tell us anything here? Yes, it does. Lovely. 0.4325. That's what I want. So the distance from this origin to there is, what is it, 4.325. Alright, let's try that again. 4.325. Lovely. Okay. And then what else do we need? We have that. This goes black, and I need the same thing again. I need a 3-point arc. I'm going to click around here. I'm going to click somewhere around here, and I'm just going to kind of just throw it in there. And I'm going to make this and this tangent, and that tangent. And what sort of dimension is it? It's a dimension of 4.5. Radius 4.5. There we go. Now let's rotate this. Is that a fully enclosed region? Like you can see there's a big massive gap here that I need to fill in. So what do? Watch this. I'm going to click this edge, and I'm going to go convert to entities, and look what it gives me. I'm going to click this edge and that edge, and it projects it over to that plane that I'm working on. Convert entities. Alright. Then I'm going to trim this bit of it away because I don't need it, and I'm going to trim that bit of it away, and I've quickly got my region. I also don't need this, I don't think. So let's go back and have a look. That's it. So what is it? It has a mid-plane extrude of 0.630. So exit out of this. Mid-plane 0.630. And that's it. That's the second feature. Okay. Now what's the last thing we're missing? We're missing 2 fillets on that edge and that other edge. Now what's the radius? 0.6. So let's go back. I made sure that I turned on this merge result business, and I'm going to go to fillet, make that 0.6. Full preview is on. I'll zoom in, get one radius there, another radius there. If I click the wrong face, I can always click it here. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'll just delete them here on this panel. And there you go. And I'll go OK. So that's the first part. That's it. What will I do now? File, save as, lesson 5, part 1. And I'll save it right there. I'm saving it as a solid part. What else can I do here? That's it. That's it. Let's apply some colours. So I'm going to apply appearance. I'm going to click this appearances tab over here. I'm going to make this. Let's make it a low gloss blue plastic. Here we are. Blue low gloss plastic. I drag it out. I can just do one face. I can do one feature. I can do the body, or I can do the entire part. Okay, and there it is. So I'll save that. Let's close it down, and let's look at the next part. It wasn't too bad. What was the main trick? The main trick is probably getting those tangent arcs there. So you could have drawn a big circle and then trimmed it, or you could just use the 3-point arc. So let's have a look at this next one here. Okay, so this problem, it gives us two views. It gives us a top view, and then it gives us a section view. That section view is right across the center there, and this is what it looks like. It tells us what the inside of the part looks like. So what's the best way of doing this? I think the first feature we should do is draw this big circle in, and then draw the two smaller circles there and there, and then the two really small holes going through it. So the big one, the two smaller ones, draw the straight lines, get me the two holes, and what we'll do is we'll just do an extrude of a 1/2 inch. So don't worry about the rest of this business up here. We'll just do a 1/2 inch. Alright, so let me see if I can remember this. The big circle is 3.25, and the smaller ones are radius 0.75. So let's go new. Let's make sure we're in inches. Where's a good place for the origin? Right there. I'm just going to put it on the top plane. I'm going to put a circle here, like so. I'm going to put a small circle there, a small circle there. Let's go back and have a look. 3.25. I'm after exiting the sketch by accident, so I'll just right click here, go to edit sketch, and I'll put that dimension in. 3.25. Let me just make sure that that's a diameter. Yeah, and then what are these chaps? Radius 0.75. So we'll have 1.5, and I'll make them both equal to each other. I'll make this point, that point, and that point, I'll make them horizontal. Now what's the distance? The distance 4.5 from center to center. So let's get a center line going. And let's make this point, that line, and that, let's use our symmetric relation that we like. And we go from here to here, put our dimension in. What is it? 4.5. There you go. And what do we need to do? We need the tangent lines. So some people probably will try and get that relation somehow. It's not even worth trying. Just put it, don't snap into the quadrants, just get it. See, it's after automatically doing it. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can do that again. So I click the edge somewhere, and you can see there it's fair. It goes okay. You want a coincident mate, and it will just follow that. Don't worry about that so much. Let it go, and then it's actually pretty smart there. I like that. Okay, so we'll do a tangent line between the two circles. Let's say you can't get that to work. Let's put a line in there, and let's. I don't want you to do the tangent. See, it's a real pain, isn't it? I wonder what I've selected to do that. Is there something on there? if you can't, if that doesn't automatically lock in for you, you're going to put a line between there, and then you're going to have to add that tangency mate. But that is kind of helpful, and it's kind of quick. So let's trim this bit of it away. Now I'm after losing a lot of dimensions there, so let's try this again. 0.75. Make these two equal. Okay. So you can see here it's after automatically adding the relation between that curve, that circle, and that line, but not over here. So I'll just quickly do that tangent, and it goes black. This relation is in, but this one isn't. This is why I kind of harp at you to really watch those relations. Okay, and same again, they're both automatically added, but not there and there. So we just do a tangent relation, and here, and everything should go black. Now what are we missing? We're missing the two holes. Now the two holes are concentric with those curves. It's a diameter 0.625. So I'll make them both equal, and I'll make it 0.625. I'll exit out of this, and I remember that now this is good here. I want, there's no point in extruding this a half an inch and then having to cut these holes. So I need to go into this selected contour and say, no, this is not, I don't want you to just do the main region. I want you to do the region where and also take into two holes into consideration. So this is a half an inch, like so. Half an inch extrude. I'll go OK. And what's next? So hopefully you realize that the type of feature that we need here for this section is a revolve and not an extrude. It would be kind of difficult to extrude this. So what we need to do is we have this bottom section, but we need to revolve this middle section. Now we could do that two ways. We could put in all this sketch information and just revolve it while the hole is in place, or we could revolve it and then cut it out, which I'm going to do. I'm going to show you two ways. So I'm going to revolve this tapered volume, and then I'm going to do this middle cutout in the middle. So let's have a look. It looks like it's 2.5. What is the height of this thing here? 2 inches. So I'm going to create a sketch on this front plane. I can right click on this front plane and turn the glasses on. It will just stay turned on like so. So let's create a sketch there, and let's get a line from the center, and we'll make it vertical. And I'll come over. It's been a bit of a pain today. And I'll come down, and I'll come back over. Alright, now what is this? That line is 2 inches. Yeah, this isn't going to work. We know that this is 3.25. 3.25. So let's go back. It's 3.25 from that point to there, not here. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to have to fix this a little bit. Get out, press escape a few times to get out of Smart Dimension, and I'm going to move this and make it collinear with that line. And then I've got to get rid of that 2 and make that 2 line up with this. You have to kind of focus on this a little bit. And I'll make that line up with that. What is it? Coincidence. And we know that from here to here is 3.25 divided by 2. Okay, I couldn't dimension it to that point. It has to be on that line. Don't know if that makes sense to you or not now. 2.5, so from the center line there over to this point, 1.25. 1.25. Let me see if I can help you here with this. I'm going to put a center line in from the origin, and I'm going to add some dimensions like so. Hopefully you know where we're getting the 2 from. If I click a point and then I go to that center line you can see there it gives me a centerline dimension. 3.25 is what we want. And then if I go from that point to the center line, gives me 2.5. That might help you. Either way works for me. So I'll press escape. I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to get an isometric view of my region. So what do? I don't go to extrude. I'm going to go to revolve. And look at it. It picks up the center line and revolves at 360 degrees, merges it, it does it all for me. And that's that. Okay, now what's the next step? I haven't shown you this before, but I'm going to use this section view, and I'm going to make a nice section right through the middle of it, like so. We're going to create another sketch on the front plane, and let's look at it normal too. Now what does this thing look like? So first thing I'm going to do is get a center line whenever we're doing a revolve. I use them all the time, really. Now what does it look like? It looks something like this. That, I'm totally guessing here at the moment. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's right. Now let's start throwing some of these dimensions in. What is this depth here? It looks like a counter bore, 0.38. That one's easy enough. 0.38. What's this center line width of the hole or diameter of the hole? You can't see from this view, it doesn't give it to us, but it tells us here diameter 1.75. So I'll come back here, I'll go from there to there, 1.75. Doesn't tell me what that distance is from here to here. I gotta go to it's a diameter of 1. Okay, we got that. What's this height here? 0.75 and then 1. That's easy enough. So let's put it outside the part, 0.75, and let's go from there to there. Let's make that 1. Now what's this dimension here? Let's go back and have a look. 1.5. Lovely, 1.5. Okay. The best thing to do is put a line in here so we get our region. We have a watertight region, which is all of this business. I get out of there and I go to features, and instead of going revolve boss base, which is just going to add material, I have to go to revolve cut, and I click on selected contours, and I say that's the guy right there, and I go okay, and that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. So I'll turn off this section view. That's what it looks like without the section. Let's turn it back on. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the part. So let's go back again. Save as lesson 5, part 2. What do we make this? We make it gold. So I go over to appearances, metal, gold, polish gold, and I'll drag it out. Now you're probably saying to yourself, that doesn't look like gold at all. Now if I turn real view on, let's see if I can turn real view on. I actually don't have real view on this. Yeah, I'm not going to show it. I'm going to show that later, how to do more appearances. Okay, but if I open up, if I open up this, let me see if I can get it. This photo view 360, it's going to look perfect. It's going to look like a real rendering. So that's it. We'll keep working on the parts. That's lesson 5, part 2. So let's look at the next one. All right. This looks like some sort of. It looks like some sort of V. It looks like some of the part of an engine block, like a V-shaped chassis. So what is it? We have. This is the front. That's the top, and this is called an auxiliary view. And the reason why you have an auxiliary view here is because when you're dimensioning or you're creating a drawing, I have these holes that are going through an angular piece, or what would you call it? It's not tapered. It's an angled face or an angled surface. And when you look at them from the very, very top, they don't look like a circle anymore. They look like an ellipse. So whenever you want to dimension holes that are on a slanted face, you would use a thing called an auxiliary view, which we'll get into later. Okay. Now, how do we begin? This front face is where it's at. So what we'll do is we'll just draw this shape. We'll extrude it 3 inches, and then I have a couple more features I need to add in. So let's go back. New part. We'll create a sketch on the front plane. Now, where's a good location for the origin? I'm guessing right at this point here, to be honest. Yeah, that's a good spot. No, it's telling us right here. Origin is right there, so let's do what it says. Okay. So let's get a line. Let's lock it on here. I can't even remember what this thing looks like. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Not good. What am I doing wrong here? Oh yeah. Something like that. Now just be wary, because I'm after automatically adding in an awful lot of relations there that might screw with us later. So we'll just go through it. 4 inches from there to there. Okay. So from that line to that line, 4 inches. Now why is this line going black? Okay, we'll worry about it now in a second. 45 degrees and 3.5. Let's get the 3.5 down. So from there to there is 3.5. We know that from here to here is 1.5. And then I'll go put this dimension in, the 45 degrees. So I click this line, then I click that line, and I'm going to put it in over there, 45 degrees. Let's try that again. Now, put the dimensions a little bit closer to the shape. Makes it a little bit tighter. Right, 1 and then 1.75 and then 1, so that it's not exactly a very symmetrical part. Okay, 1 and then 1.75. So let's do that. I got the 1 there, and then from here to here is 1.75. Okay. And then we have 3, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can remember all that. 1 inch. So from there to there is 2, and then from there to that line is 3. Start with the small dimension and work your way out. And everything goes black. So I'm going to do a mid-plane extrude of how much? 3 inches. So exit sketch, go to extrude boss base, we go to a mid-plane and we'll make it 3 inches. Like so. And that's the first feature. Now what's happening here? These are where the 2 holes will go. So you may as well put those in. So we create a sketch, and where is it? On that face. And I'll hit the space bar and I'll go normal 2. I'm going to put in 2 holes. Just throw them down anywhere at all. I'm going to make them the same. Okay. Now what is it? It's a 1/2 inch through. And it looks like they're centered. So let's go back and let's put in a center line from there to there. And let's put a smart dimension on them. 0.5 of an inch. And it looks like it's from here. We'll make them symmetrical as well. And we'll make them 2 inches. like so. Now why are they not locking down? Because I can move them up and down like so. Okay, is there a dimension on it? 0.707 from the bottom line. 0.707, and that's it. 2 inches seems a little bit big. It's 1.5 center to center. Okay, let's change that. 1.5. Let's exit out of the sketch and we'll do an extruded cut, and I'll just go through all. There you go. So I told you in class that sometimes we put in chamfers to allow. So imagine you had to put in 2 screws. That's a 1/2 inch hole. Imagine you have to put in 2 bolts through it. That would be kind of difficult to locate the position of those holes if you're manually putting them in. So what engineers will do is they will use chamfers. Now I can see that there's chamfers here, right here. 45-degree chamfer, 60 thousandths, and they're doing that on either side. Okay, and that will make it easier for a person to fit a bolt through that. So 60 thousandths chamfer, that's all I need to remember. I drop this down, get chamfer, 0.060. I told you that 99% of all chamfers are 45 degrees. And I'll just click that edge. I have full preview on. I'll click that edge, I'll rotate and get those ones as well. Okay, I feel like there's one more feature missing, and that's these cutouts on the front of it, like so. So how can we do that? I think we're going to have 2 separate features, to be honest. So I'm going to start on this face right here, and I'm going to draw that rectangle with the curves on it. So this is what I want, this face here. So I'll click a sketch on that face. I'll go normal 2. I'm going to get a corner rectangle and just throw it down, and let's have a look at some of these dimensions. Let's put a center line in. What is it? It's 1.25. 1.25, and I'll make it symmetrical. And 1/4 of an inch in thickness, and I'm not going to remember that fillet, so let's just do it. 1/4 of an inch in thickness. 0.25. Alright, I'm going to get out of there, and I'm going to go, watch this now, this is new. Extruded cut, and I'm going, instead of measuring this and putting in a number, I'm going to go up to surface. And it's going to say, right, what surface do you want to extrude to? And I'm going to say this surface right there. So if this dimension changes or anything happens to this, this feature is going to be somewhat more intelligent, and it's going to always extrude down to that face. Alright, there's one. Click on this face, sketch, normal 2, get the rectangle going. I'm gonna line it up with this edge there, collinear, and same with that edge there. I don't know if I can make that edge and that edge equal. Lovely. And same again, I'm going to go extrude cut, and I'm just going to go through all. That's it. Now the last feature are the fillets, and there's little fillets there, radius of 33 thousandths. So let's give that a blast. 0.033, and I'm going to zoom in there. There's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to get out. I'm starting to get tired here now. I'm going to take a break for a minute or 2, and then I'm going to move on to the next problems. Hopefully that helped you a little bit. I don't think there's anything else. I'm going to show you how to do, in a couple of weeks time, I'll show you how to do auxiliary views, and this is a nice little, it is a type of section view, but it's like a cutout section view, and what the drafter's doing is they're just trying to show you, look, there's a little area here, and there's a chamfer. They're just trying to cast your attention on that chamfer. Okay, let's save it again. Save as Lesson 5, Part 3. that's it. I'll see you in a few minutes, and we'll move on to this next problem. Let's have a look at it. Piece of cake. Just lots of curves. Nothing too challenging. Okay, see you in a bit. Hi, this is Tim again. I'm back for class problem number 4. Let's have a look at this one. It's really just 2 features. Nothing too exciting. Nothing really new. So, this is all really where it does actually give us the thicknesses of these things. That does, yeah. There it is. So look, this is where all the action is, and we should just forget about this top bit of a sketch here. All we need to do is just, let's start with this. So the origin is going to be this point here. So let's get the 3 circles going. We have that one there and the 2 small ones. Okay. So we're in inches, that's all good. Front plane. Let's draw 1 circle there. Let's get a feeling on these sizes here. What's the size of this thing? 1.125. 1.125. And I'm going to get some center lines. Now a 1/2 inch, and then what's this one here? 1/2 inch. Okay. Make them equal, and I'll make this a 1/2 inch in diameter. Okay, there it is. Now what is the distance? So the distance from the center to center is 5 and 5. Jeez, that's out far. Here we go, a little bit closer. And 5 inches, okay. And the radius is 0.662 for the bigger ones. This is actually a little bit trickier than I first thought. Yeah, okay. 0.662. The outside circles, just make them equal. And what is it again? 0.662 multiplied by 2 to give me the full circle. Now let's have a look here. 15 degrees. Let's just put this big circle in. It's a radius of 1.75. Yeah, I have an idea. 1.75 multiplied by 2. Oh, we got that. Is it as simple as... It's not as simple as just drawing this line, a tangent line, and then putting the curve in. We need... Oh, this is tricky enough now. So we need some 15-degree lines. I have to think about this one actually. So let's try this. See, it's not fair to assume that this is at the quadrant point there. So we have a 15-degree line. Okay, let's just try and draw this thing out. Let's make that line 7.5. Lovely, okay, that works. And let's do the same here. I'm creating a line coincident to the circle, not at the quadrant, and I'm just putting it in anywhere really, and I'm making this line to there 7.5. Okay, and I'll put these dimensions a little bit closer, and I'm going to do the same here as well. Yeah, let's do that. So from there to there, 7.5. Okay, so we got that. Now let's have a look at this thing here. We have 7.5, and then we have a curve here, radius 2.5. So I'm kind of in the mood to draw a circle here, like so. And I'm going to just do something like this. I'm going to say this circle is going to be tangent to that. I'm going to say this circle is also tangent to that line, and it has a diameter of 5, radius 2.5, diameter 5. And that's it, that line goes black. So just kind of be careful trimming this. Let's get the blue box going. Alright, that's that bit. Let's go back and have a look. This is a radius of 1 and then a radius of 1. Okay. So let's do that again. I'm going to do a circle again. I'll make this circle tangent to that, and this tangent to that. And let's put a diameter of 2 inches on it. This is actually kind of a nice problem. I'm going to delete that funny looking dimension. I'm just going to put in a normal cylindrical dimension, or a whole circle dimension. And let's start trimming this bit of it away. So once I remove, trim it, sometimes it will remove the dimensions as well. I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. I'm probably not doing the best job of explaining it. Let's get rid of that funny looking dimension and put a normal dimension on it. There we go. Okay. Let's put the dimensions a little bit closer, tidy them up if we can. Okay, the last thing is the same here. Let's have a look at it. Radius 1 inch. Okay, let's do the same. A circle. Let's just plonk it in somewhere close to it, and let's make this tangent to there and tangent to there, and then let's get the dimension on it, and let's trim it. Fully defined is what we're looking for. Let's make this tangent there and get that tangent back on it, and everything is defined, everything is black. Yeah, we've got to trim that section of it away. There we go. Alright, hard work. What's this? Let's get rid of that and put a proper dimension in. Or a radius dimension. Okay, what's the thickness of this thing? 1.5. So let's go back, exit out of this, extrude a boss base. We have a very good region, no holes or tails or anything in it. And we go mid-plane and we make it 1.5. That's that. What's next? So let's create another sketch on the front plane, and we'll go normal 2. And it's this mad looking shape. Alright, what is this angle that we're at? 135 degrees. So let's get a line from there out, and let's make it 135 degrees. Let's put that in roughly around there. And a line from there to there, and we know that's vertical. And I'll go from here, that line to that line, and it's 135. And we know we have, let's put 2 circles in. Now I'm guessing that the center point of that circle and the center point of that circle are the same. And the distance is, does it tell me any distance? What a pain. Okay. Let's put 2 circles in and let's go with it. Like so. Now what's the big one? The big one is radius 1.75. 1.75 multiplied by 2. What about the small one? Go on, give me a proper dimension there. There we go. The small one is radius 0.563. 0.563 multiplied by 2. There you go. Does it move along the line? That works for me. And then what do we need to do? We need a straight line there and a straight line on top. Straight line there and a straight line in top. I'm kind of going out of my way not to lock into any stupid relation that I don't want. Now let's have a look at this thing. It looks like, what would this angle be? 45, I'm guessing. So let's go back and have a look. It's perpendicular to this line here. So that and that are perpendicular, and that are perpendicular. And let's do this. Let's put another center line in. This is actually a pretty tricky problem. Let's make this perpendicular to there as well. Now, what's the distance from there to there? 1.875. 1.875. Okay. I'm just going with it. The distance from there to there, 3.625. Okay. Now what's next? Let's see if I grab this. What's locking it down? What dimension are we missing? Oh yeah, 2 inches. Yeah, this is kind of stupid how they're doing it. 2 inches there. Believe it or not, I should lock this thing down. 2 inches there, yeah, and then I'll trim that. You would never do that in engineering. You would give the person the distance. I know this is 135 degrees. You would have given them the distance from that origin to that center point, but look, that's just the way the problem is. Okay, everything goes black. Now what are we missing? Yeah, watch this. I click this curve, I go convert to entities, and I start trimming this bit of away I don't need. That should be everything. What's the thickness? 0.75, and then we got some fillets all over the place. 4 half-inch fillets. 0.75. Okay, let's exit sketch. That's not going to work for us now, is it? We're going to use our mid-plane extrude, and we make it 0.75, and I'll go OK. And then it looks like there's some fillets on those edges. I'm thinking, well, there's not actually. So what are we missing here? The dimensions aren't on it. He's using a 1/2 inch fillet all over the place there, so let's put that in. Fillet, 1/2 inch. Full preview is on. I'll just click these edges. There and there. And that's it. That's problem number 4. Okay, let's make this part silver. So I go to appearances, I go to metal, steel, chrome, silver. I have polished silver, matte silver, satin finished silver. So I'll just drag this polished silver out and we'll do it to the entire part. Okay, so all I'm doing is applying a finish to it. Okay, let's go file, save as, and I'm going to go lesson 4 part 4, and I'll go save, and that's it. The last part for the day. Let's close this down. we're done with that. And let's move to problem number 5, and I'm going to just rotate this so I can see it. Nothing too exciting here. The only really thing we have are these countersink holes. I'm going to use something called the hole wizard with those, and I'll show you how to do that. So what's the best way of tackling this? I'm going to draw this region out like so, what I see there on the, so this is the front view, top view and side view. I'm going to draw this I don't know what you'd call it, just a simple region, this shape, and I'm going to extrude it a total of what, 3.88. So let's start with that. Okay, so file new, we know it's inches, front plane. I'm going to just draw a line and make it midpoint, and I'm just going to draw something that looks like this. I'm going to make this line and that line collinear, and let's get some dimensions on it. 0.75, 0.75 and 0.75. Okay. Point 0.75, and I'm going to make this line, that line all equal to themselves. Lovely. Okay, what else are we missing? 0.63 is the big dimension and 0.25 is the small dimension. So from there to there is 0.63, and what's this? I can't even remember. 0.25. Let's just double check that. Can't even remember. 0.25. That's it. I exit the sketch and let's extrude it. And I'm going to extrude it by how much? 3.88. Blind. 3.88. Now, I'm going to create a sketch. I don't even need that front plane. I can put it on there if needs be. But what does it look like? I don't know what you call it, a TP, but trapezoid I'm thinking. So we create a sketch there. We go normal 2. I'm going to click this edge and go convert entities. I'll delete that relation because it's not vertical, and it looks something like that. Let's center it up by using the center line. Let's drive it to the line, and we'll go this line, and that is midpoint. That's going to center it up for us. Yep, very nice. The height, 1 inch and then 0.63. Let's remember that. So this is 1 inch, and from there to there is 0.63. I don't need that dimension. Now, let's go back here for a sec. 2.25. So from there to there is 2.25. Let me just double check that. Yeah, from the very bottom line. And what's the thickness of this thing? That's a 1/2 inch. Now we know that's the wrong direction, so let's make that a 1/2 inch like so, and now we have that bit. Okay, what's next? We have that big center rib, and then we have the holes, and that's it. Piece of cake. So let's have a look. I think this thing might be missing a dimension. So let's do this. Let's create a sketch on this right plane and go normal 2. I'm going to click on this line and that line. I'm going to go convert entities, and I'm just going to draw this line in and chop that bit of it away that I don't need. Now let's have a look and see, is there a dimension for this line? I don't see anything there, and I don't see anything there. So what is it? It looks like it touches off the edge of that circle there. We go 1.38, 1.38 to there. That's 2.76. Let's make it 2.76. Let's make it 3 inches. So from that line to that line is going to be 3 inches, or from that point to that line is 3 inches. So from the edge to there is 3 inches. And what's the thickness of it? Half an inch. Okay, which is there, that's a half an inch. So we get out of here, we have a fully enclosed region. I'm going to go extrude, and I'm going to do the mid-plane extrude of a half an inch. And that's it. Now I'm going to show you something new. In this drawing, we have 4 holes that are a countersink. So what does this mean? It means that the true hole is for a half an inch bolt or a hole, and then the countersink, the outer hole, is a half an inch. Probably makes no sense to you. So let's see if we could draw this. Now, whenever we want to create holes, we're going to use Hole Wizard. Now, hopefully, I'm going to show you this in class. But the one thing you need to remember by Hole Wizard is before you do it, is click on the face that you want to draw the holes, and then go to Hole Wizard. It's going to work an awful lot easier for you. I'm going to show you again. I click on the face, and then I go to Hole Wizard. If you go to Hole Wizard first, you know, this will work too, but look, a better habit is click the face, then go to Hole Wizard. Now, what can we do? We have counter bore, countersink, through hole, tapped hole, and then what the hell is this thing? Taper tap, and then a customed hole. So I'm going to hit the space bar, and I'm going to go look at it dead on, and what do we want? We want a countersink. There's 2 types. You have 100 degrees and you have 82 degrees. 100 degrees are for sheet metal. They're common enough, but by far the most common is an 82 degree. Now what the hell do they want in this drawing? A 45. So they want a metric type. This isn't correct. So we're going to use an 82. And what size of a hole do we want? We want a half an inch. So we want a half an inch hole and an 82 degree flathead screw. And then we're going to go to positions. And I'm just going to put it in. BG's, that's a big hole. Let's have a look. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, the diameter is 1/4 of an inch. So we go back, type, and we say no, the size is 1/4 of an inch. That's better. And we go to positions. So you just do your sketches. You do your smart dimensions just like a sketch. So let's make these 2 points horizontal. Make these 2 points horizontal, and we make this 2 vertical, and make this vertical. Now, what are the dimensions? 1.25. So what do? Let's get our ribbon back where it's supposed to be, and let's get a center line in. So from there to there to there is going to be symmetric, and same with these holes. We make them symmetric. So I can't remember, this is no, it's not 1.88. It's 1.25. And then we know this is from there to there is 1.88. No, that doesn't seem right. 1.38 and 1.38. 1.38 and 1.38. Now let's go back to hole position. Let's go to type. Now we want this end condition to go all the way through the part. Okay, that's important. So I think that's it. Let's go for it. Now we have 4 countersink holes there. So if I want to go back and change the position of those, I have to get into that sketch. Okay? And it's that one right there. So I could change that to be 1.5 if I needed to. 1.5. And I'll save it and it will just update it. Let's say we make this part, we find out that hole, the bolts aren't going through it, the bolt is too big. I can right click here, edit the feature, and we can make it the next size, the next common size up, which is 5/16. And there it is. Okay, that's it. The only new thing we really had there was that hole wizard, which is extremely useful. That's it. What do you have for homework? Let's have a look at it. Lesson 4 homework. So hopefully you have, what's going on here? We have 4 problems. So pretty tricky. They're not too bad. Okay, and that'll be due for next week.